What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. You guys asked for it. I get it all the time. Jordan, how do you properly grow and trim your beard? And since I get asked it all the time, I figured we would do a video about that today. As you can see, I've let my beard grow out. It's bushy, it's long, it has not been trimmed up in weeks. So, what a perfect opportunity to shave, trim it down, fade the beard a little bit, and show you guys how to do that. So, let's get started. Okay guys, so before we jump into how to actually shape the beard, how to trim it, how to style it, stuff like that, we got to talk about the beard growth in general. Now, beard growth takes a long time. It takes a while. And a lot of people give up halfway through because they aren't satisfied with the way that it looks, the fullness of the beard. They think it's patchy in certain spots, and it might be, but you have to give the beard time to grow. Without that, you're just gonna think that you're patchy forever, when in reality, there's a lot of guys out there that don't have a fully developed beard until they're in their 30s, and that's kind of normal. Me personally, I'm 24 years old. I do have a very full beard, but that's just my genetics, and genetics comes into play as well. So when you let your beard grow, that's when you determine what you have and what you don't have. Some people don't have fullness in the cheeks. Some people do. Some people can't grow that great of a mustache, and some people can. It just depends on your genetics. But if you give yourself time to let your beard grow, then you will have a better understanding of what you have. Therefore, you can better determine how to shape and how to style your beard based on your facial hair. I say a general rule of thumb: if you want to grow out your beard, you want to have facial hair, you want to try it out, let your beard grow for at least 60 days. 60 days at a minimum, because then it will fully grow in for the most part, and you'll see what you have. If after 60 days you kind of like what you see, but you want to keep going a little bit more, go for another 30, make it 90 days. Go for another 30 after that. Basically just keep going until you have the best possible understanding of your facial hair, and you know exactly what you have and exactly how you want to shape it based off of what you have. Alright, so now let's talk about how to shape and trim your beard based on the style that you're going for, and also based on the facial hair that you have. Up until recently, I did not let the hair grow on my cheeks like this. I would trim it down and then kind of wrap it down here at the bottom, because I thought that my cheeks right here were patchy. But I was wrong. Up until quarantine started, I just shaved that part off and let the beard kind of come down lower, because I just didn't think that my hair looked good right there. I thought it was patchy on this side and I didn't want to deal with it, so I just shaved it off. But when quarantine started, I had nothing better to do, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to let my beard fill in on the cheeks. I'm going to see how well it looks. If it doesn't look great, I'll shave it back off again. But actually, over time, it filled in and it met the mustache over here, which is kind of what I wanted all along, so it worked out in the long run. How I like to shape my beard based on what I have is I like to fade it from the top. It'll be the longest on the bottom, and it'll also be the longest around the goatee area. The rest of this is going to fade up from this point here. My personal razor of choice is an electric razor by Philips. This is the Philips Norelco. It has a bunch of different like switchable heads and attachments and guards, so you can really get a nice smooth fading transition, and it's a really good shaver. So I like this one a lot. But when it comes to trimming my neck, I actually prefer the Philips Norelco one blade, because this one gets a little bit closer on the skin. So Philips Norelco, the regular one, for shaping the beard, and then the Philips Norelco one blade for tidying up the neck and the cheek area. So to start off, I'm going to actually swap out the head on this thing, and I'm going to put on the wider head, and I'm also going to put on a pretty large guard. Where's the 12? I'm going to put on the 12 guard, and if I think that this is a little bit too long after using the 12, then I'll just switch it to the 9. But I'm probably going to use the 12 just to keep some length in there. I also have a towel laid out here on the counter so I don't make a mess and my wife doesn't get mad at me. You guys should do the same if you live with a significant other, because facial hair all over the counter and in the sink is kind of gross. Okay, and basically from here, I'm gonna go around the whole face with the 12 guard, and then I'm gonna start working my way down from that point. So, let's go. between the two halves here. This is a lot more bushy, a lot more like stray flying hairs on this side, whereas this side's a lot more clean, even with just the 12. And I thought the 12 was going to be a little bit too long, but apparently my beard was a lot longer than I had anticipated it was. And one thing you might have noticed that I was doing throughout that process is that once I finished with the side, I didn't just move on and leave that side forever. I went back over it again lightly just to make sure that I didn't miss a hair or a patch of hair that was going to be like extra long. I think I see one right here actually. I mean, it can never hurt just to go over it one extra time. It's not like it's going to cut deeper because it's the same guard. Now we're going to pop off the 12. We're going to pop on the 9. And that might seem like a pretty drastic jump down. It's really not though. So what I'm going to do with the 9 is, like I said, the mustache goatee area and the underside of the beard are going to be the longest parts. The reason for that is just that's the way I like to style it, and also if you leave it thicker under your neck right here, it makes your beard look more full. Just a little pro tip for you there. But I'm basically going to go up with the 9 from here up the side of the cheek this way.
You gotta go on. How you know? Feel what?
And the reason that I'm coming in at an angle like this on the side is because it blends a little bit better than a harsh line going straight up like that. Now we're going to swap the head off, pop on the regular sized head again, and we're going to put on the 7. I mean, really what you're doing, especially if you want to fade your beard, is you're kind of working from one length and then working your way down. And as you work your way down in length in the guard, you work your way up the beard like that, just depending on what way you wanted it to fade. So again, I'm just going to start on this side, only fading from about here up. Not any lower than that. All right. Popping off the 7. We're gonna move to the 5. Again, just doing the same thing. Slightly higher than before. Pop off the head again, we're gonna go to a 4. All right, pop off that one. We're gonna go back to the regular size guard. We're gonna hit the 3. And again, guys, I'm just slowly working my way up. Next is the 2, and basically from this point, I'm just kind of hanging out in this area. And then finally, the 1 just at the very top. So from this point, I'm going to take the 1 blade and I'm going to clean up the skin area. So that's going to be my neckline down here and then my cheeks. Pro tip for you as well when it comes to shaping your beard, the underside of your beard, a lot of people will trim that along this, and that is not correct. You don't want to do that. It makes you look like you have a fat, flabby neck because there's no hair right there. So what you want to do is actually sit up straight, and then from the point where your finger comes down and meets your Adam's apple or your neck right here, that's where you want the beard to stop. So you want all this to be full, and then you trim from the neck down this way. And that's about it, really. The last thing I'm going to do after shaving is I'm going to put on some like post-shaving balm, just so my skin doesn't get irritated, which it usually doesn't from the one blade or the other razor, but just helps being precautious, you know. My favorite post-shave balm is this Nivea Men's Sensitive Skin Post-Shave Balm. You don't need a ton of it, but it just helps. And it smells nice too. Just soothing to the skin after you've put a razor to it and shaved it. Plus my skin is dry usually, so this helps to moisturize a little bit, which you really should be doing after you shave anyways, just to make sure that the skin doesn't get irritated. Okay. Alright guys, and that's pretty much it. This is how I fade and trim my beard. Just a couple of last minute thoughts for you. Like I said, if you want to grow out a beard, you gotta give yourself time. Give yourself at least 60 days, maybe even 90 days if you need to, just to see what you have. And then once you know what you have, then you can shape your beard and style your beard according to that. And that's the most important part. Alright guys, and before we close out today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to today's video's sponsor, Rose Gold and Black. As you guys know, I'm a huge advocate for accessories, for men's accessories. It's one of the best ways to take your style game up to the next level without having to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. And the best part about Rose Gold and Black is that they have super stylish pieces at an incredible price point. If you click on the link in the description of this video, you can see it for yourself. But pick yourself out some awesome jewelry pieces, and that link is also going to give you a little bit of an extra discount as well at checkout, so you can get it for an incredible price point. Head over to rosegoldandblack.com, guys. Don't miss out on this deal and up your style game with some new accessories today. Alright guys, that wraps it up for today's video. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button down below. Drop your comments in the comment section. Let me know what videos you'd like to see next. I make these videos literally for you guys. Tell me what you want to see and I will do my best to make them for you. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video. I'm out.